Good evening. You have tuned in to the Voice of Harrisburg. We are running our end of the year show, and we're running at a special time tonight. I decided to run the show at 9 o'clock instead of 11 o'clock tonight because it's just getting dark out earlier, and you're not wanting to. I'm not wanting to stay up so late. It feels like we ought to be in bed now anyway, and so this is our show for December 28th and our last show of the year for 2013. And so we have no video for this show, of course. We are somehow without video again, but one day we will be back with video. And I'm your host, Will Scoggins, and you tuned in for a show. I don't even know if it's an hour. It's probably be longer than an hour of full of pulchritude and despair. And you're right here in our little humble village of the mill village of Harrisburg in Augusta, Georgia. And let's start off with a new song from Dance the Tired Clown. It was a Christmas song called Christmas 2013 Peyote Dream. And here it is.
Dropped from the top of the morning through a dead weather afternoon and thought no one knows us. Fell to the spell of an overcast, random rain dotting our lenses, spoke only of ourselves, only of other places, past breath, white sugar smoke on a silver canvas. Baby, why don't we take pictures anymore? Time we tired and turned around, the sights reset, no time rewound. Walking on a map, circling the harbor. As a dying sound, the calendar counting you down. The good life found us unprepared, another visitor unannounced, fumbling with a set of keys, stumbling into dark and empty. Across your face I traced infinity as you fell asleep. Without me, without me.
Sweet home Alabama, sweet home Beulah land. One day we will die, and our ashes will fly over the moon and to the stars above. What a beautiful sky and a free bird song. And a free bird sings, and a free bird flies, and a free bird flies over Beulah land, and a free bird flies over Beulah land. What a beautiful sky, what a beautiful sky. Sweet home Alabama, sweet home Beulah land. One day we will die, and our ashes will fly over the moon and to the stars above. What a beautiful sky and a free bird song. And a free bird sings, and a free bird flies, and a free bird flies over Beulah land, and a free bird flies over Beulah land. What a beautiful sky. What a beautiful sky.
Okay. In that first set, we heard Dance the Tired Clown, a new song by them. It's Christmas 2013 Peyote Dream. Kristofsky, a song called Take a Walk. Beautiful song there. And last we heard Willie and the Hand Factory, Beulah Land. I was sitting down here trying to think of all the stuff, all the music that we played here on this. I should have got together a year-end special and listed all the bands, but I couldn't list them all. I was trying to think of all the bands we brought to the table this year, and of course it was Seize November and their single. I'm trying to think of stuff off the top of my head. Willie and the Hand Factory, of course their new album of No Flowers for a Friend is out, and we brought you straight from Mr. Robert Schneider himself, a band called The American Revolution, which I will continue to play, which I think is just great. Great stuff. We'll continue to play. Of course, we're going to play Seize November and Willie and the Hand Factory, and we brought you Celia Gary. I'll bring you new stuff from her as soon as I get it. I got to bring out some stuff from CJ, my friend CJ. Here's the autobiography album. I got to get it and bring it. It's hip hop. Got to bring it out. I haven't. His stuff came out about the time the computer crashed, so I didn't really get to do much with his stuff. But coming in the new year, we'll bring out some beats from him. I can't even tell you all the stuff. Can't even remember all the stuff we really played this year. We played all kinds of crazy stuff. I don't know. We weren't looking forward to another more music in 2014. I really would like to do more of a take this thing and do more than an hour a week with it. And of course, we may have to look at actually maybe taking up donations, because I need to advertise this show. I fail miserably to advertise this show, and I would like to have a little advertising budget. Maybe start with taking donations up to have an advertising budget on Facebook so we can get more listeners. We need to get a whole lot more likes. We got 100 and something likes, and 100 and something likes on Facebook is pitiful. We need in the thousands, or in the multiple thousands. If I could really get it up that high, and then we could probably start taking up donations, and maybe make this thing go pro, and maybe get a camera, start putting in some equipment, and I could make this a longer show and a more frequent show. I would like to do that in the coming year. So we'll try to sit down and figure out ways to do that. We can have a bake sale, I guess. Anyway, we can talk about it. Send me your thoughts on it. Send me your thoughts on Craigslist. Yeah, there you go. Send me your thoughts on Craigslist. Yeah, I'm on Craigslist. Yeah, send me your thoughts on Craigslist in the adult section. Yeah. No, I mean on Facebook. That's what I meant to say, on Facebook. Let's get one of my favorite bands, Jackie and the Cedrics. Oh, wow, I didn't even know they had any Jackie and the Cedrics. And this is, let's see, wait a minute, what was they got Red River, which is great. Let's try Red River.
called The Deadly Game. Love you, you fell apart. You heard a beating of another heart. Too much comfort and too much space. We were just drifting to another place, another place. When you love such a beautiful thing, the unexpected comes from within. Got inside you, it wasn't me. Then you shot and left me on my knees, on my knees. The clothes I left behind, every heart and going blind. This life is such a deadly game. Nothing's gonna fuck you up. It's a letdown from the start. Watch your back, life's a deadly game. Ooh. In my crying, the underworld, little girl, you're helpless. Your time will come. In my early grave, all the way down there, till you'll be sitting in life's electric chair. Fuck you up, it's a letdown from the start. Watch your back, love's a deadly game.
Well, it was in my childhood days. Oh Lord, many long years ago. Now with the Spirit, now of my Savior, I was filled, Lord, filled. Oh, in that old fashioned meeting, oh Lord, our memories, they linger still in that little, oh, that wooden church house out on a hill. Every Sunday morning, help me have the family prayer. Then to that old country wagon, all would feel, oh Lord, all would feel. Well, we on our journey, moving over rocks, God knows and real, to that little that wooden church house out on a hill. Well, when that old-fashioned preacher, oh Lord, give out the me to him, then every heartbreak now with the Holy Ghost, oh, would feel, oh Lord, oh, would feel. Well, people, they would be shouting, praise my God, I hear them still in that little, oh, that wooden church house out on a hill.
Okay, and that's it. We heard from Jackie and the Cedrics, Red River. Second song was Twin Guns, Deadly Game, and the last song was a little wooden church. But when I got downloaded the MP3, it did not identify who the singers were. It was a doo-wop group, obviously, but I don't know which doo-wop group. So if anybody thinks they know which doo-wop group, I don't know who that was. It sounded great, but that was staying in rotation for a while. Anyway, you listened to the special year-end edition of the Voice of Harrisburg. We went on at around 9 o'clock tonight, and it's just been so dark lately, and it seems like it's later than it is, and I really didn't want to wait till 11 o'clock, and it's been it's pouring down rain here, so it's hard for me to get out to the where I have to get out to in the pouring rain. And I figured I better come between showers to entertain you and all that. So we have two other shows I did. I did a Christmas show last week, and a show before that on the 17th, and they were short shows and they didn't have any video on them. This is very much like the shows we used to do in the very beginning of the Voice of Harrisburg, where we didn't have video. It wasn't a live TV show, and so this is very much like what we used to do. It takes us back to the old days, where I could scratch my underarm while I was talking to you. Ha ha ha. Anyway, let's see. We can listen to some more music here in a bit. Let's see. What is the talk of the day? Politics, obviously. What's going to happen in the new year? Who knows? I think the Republicans shot themselves in the foot. Well, I mean, how many more times can you shoot yourself in the foot by shutting down the government and doing all the annex they've done? They didn't they cut off the unemployment to all of us unemployed people. So let's see how their constituents do. Can their constituents really vote for them again with this now? I mean, can you really pull the lever again for a Republican? I'm sort of trying to sit and tease out the differences here on the Republican side. The terms bother me. Conservative on the right side, because see, there's conservative, and then there's beyond conservative. There's another whole side of the right wing really gets kind of mixed in with a conservative, and that's really reactionary. Is extreme right wing, and I think really what you have in the South, you don't have a whole lot of conservatives in the South. What you have in the South is reactionaries. That's what people in the South are. And if you really want to look at politics, a simple way of looking at politics, probably reactionary wants things to be like they were. Conservatives wants to keep things the way they are, and a progressive accepts the fact that things are going to change and has to move forward. Even if you have to be a reluctant progressive, you have to accept the fact that things are going to change. So a reactionary really lives in a fantasy world, because you can never have things as they were. I mean, much as I would like for it to be, you know, I'd like for it to be 1975 again, and you know, I'd like to be able to go down and hike and, you know, go down and camp out in the 100 acres down at below my mother's house, and there'll be no houses on it, and you know, all that. I can't go back to that. We can't keep things as they are. I mean, we live in the present. I mean, conservative. You can say you're a conservative, but conservative and reactionary in the South is so mixed up. It's hard to tease that out. People in the South are reactionary largely. They want things the way it was, because they really, when you get down to it, they really want things the way it was back then. And then you mix race in there. And they really want things the way it was back in them days when white folks was, you know, like on top of things. That's the way really white people in the South want things. If you really get down and get honest, I'm gonna get a book called Dog Whistle Politics. It really talks about this issue, and it talks about how George Wallace, who was running for governor in the 40s in Alabama, was not really, in those times he was a racial, what was considered at that time a racial moderate, even though he was not cleanly on black people's sides, on the African American people's sides. He was endorsed by the NAACP in his first run for governor. I think they did it out of expediency, because the other guy was so blatant. The other guy had the Ku Klux Klan's endorsement, so they had to go with Wallace, and Wallace was a racial moderate. And so in this whatever year it was, I don't know if it was 48 or whatever, Wallace lost, and he lost bitterly to this guy who was to the right of him. And supposedly he told his people that were with him at the time when he was he knew he lost, that he wasn't going to be, quote, out niggered again, unquote. And that's when he decided he was going to make a commitment to, he actively courted the Klan afterwards, and became that's when he actually shifted sides to the racist side. And that's how you ended up with George Wallace, the segregation now, segregation forever, and all that. And then he started learning how to when he won the governorship the next time. He won the governorship the next time by playing the race card. But when he started using what he thought was hardcore racism, and using the N-word and saying things like that, people kind of turned off. But when he started talking about, oh, I want to protect your schools, and you ought to have a right to go to school where you want to and associate with who you want to, all of a sudden people from all over the country were starting to send him letters, and people outside the South send him letters of support and all that. He said, "Oh, I'm onto something here." So he figured out how to talk about race without saying nasty things. So he has sort of a softcore version of racism, and he figured out how to say the word, talk around the issue without saying all the ugly things, without showing the Ku Klux Klan and the ropes and the beatings and the ugly things. And so what this book talks about is how Nixon picked it up and Reagan picked it up and how it's been used to and now we got it when Rush Limbaugh uses it and Fox News uses it and Barry Goldwater picked it up and the whole right wing picked it up, and now we got a whole bunch of people that are just, they've been beaten over the head with it. And anyway, that's my 2 cents worth. I'm gonna read the book called what's it called? Dog Whistle Politics. Ought to be a good read. Anyway, here's Jackie and the Cedrics again with a song.
There I go, just staring myself down. build it up like blocks just to knock it around. And something in you makes me say I cannot find it any day. Give me a chance to find some way to lose you. Tearing up my words, my foot in my mouth. All those things that cloud my mind going south. And something in you makes me say I cannot find it any day. Give me a chance to find some way to lose you. And oh, in my life I can fix the things, the ones that cut our ties. In this way I can pick apart and patch up all those ways today. And something in you makes me say I cannot find it any day. Give me a chance to find some way to lose you. And something in you makes me say I cannot find it any day. Give me a chance to find some way to lose you. Build it up like blocks just to knock it around.
Okay, in that set we heard Jackie and the Cedric, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Waylon Thornton, Goofer Dust, and Derek Clegg, To Lose You. And you are listening to The Voice of Harrisburg, and I'm your host. I don't even know my name. Will Scoggins, and you're listening right now to 39 minutes of pulchritude and despair on The Voice of Harrisburg, a special edition, year-end edition. Maybe we should have had a retrospective of all the music. I didn't have time to get it together for you. Anyway, so maybe we can do that for the new year. We'll have to have a retrospective of all the stuff we played. God, we probably played over 100 bands, I'm sure, because one year I looked it up and we played 50 or 60 bands, and we played a lot of music this year, even though we kind of took some days off, had a time out. I broadcast to you also from Old Forge, New York. We went on the road. So we had a nice show up there. And let's see, what else did we do? We had that special show, and we had I don't know. We're gonna have to go do some coverage on the animal rights abuse issue going on here at GRU. At the dental school. I got to set up the time, and I got to get a camera, and figure out a way to do that so we can have a show for that. Or maybe we can just do it with a microphone. I'm not sure what we're going to be able to do on that one. Oh, let's see. That should be coming up in the new year. Let's see, what else have we not played? We have a few Willie and the Ham Factory songs we haven't played. I'm running out of music here. It's going on 45 minutes worth of music. Here's a couple of Willie and the Ham Factory songs. Here's one called Midnight Window.
I grew up listening to the train Uncle Shirt and his bride to be. She's 16, he's 73. 6 Viagra and some right good wine. Smoked a big joint till they was feeling fine. Stranded in the Roach Motel. Hot sticky night and the highway to hell. Jesus saves the neon sky. Sit on my face before I die. Mama said they was bound for hell. Fucked up in life, we all know well. Uncle Shirt and his bride to be. She's 16, he's 73. 6 Viagra and some right good wine. Smoked a big joint till they was feeling fine. Jesus saves the neon sky. Sit on my face before I die. Mama said they was bound for hell. Fucked up in life, we all know well. Landed in the Roach Motel. Hot sticky night on a highway to hell. Uncle Shirt and his bride to be. She's 16, he's 73.
Okay, that was the last three by Willie and the Hand Factory. That was, let's see, that was Midnight Window, Missing You, and Uncle Shirt. You've been listening to a special edition of The Voice of Harrisburg. We're not going at our usual time tonight. We went on a little bit early, so it just seemed so dark and so, I don't know what, outside. Seemed like a good time to go was early, so that's what we did. This is our year-end last show for the year. We're back on the air, sort of. We don't have our video up now. We're going much like we used to go in the old days when we used to broadcast from the can't think of the name of the place now. Big white building over there, the Bon Air Hotel. Who knows? One day we may sneak back into the Bon Air, broadcast from there again. Who knows? The future is open wide. Let's see. I have little to say except Happy New Year and be safe. And if you're going to drink on the New Year, please call that number. Get a free ride home. Don't try to drive, because you'll end up fucking your life up. You will really end up fucking your life up. Call that free ride and call a cab or something. Call that free service. They'll come get you. Because if you got to drink and do all that and party, call that free service. It's in most towns now. They'll come out and pick you up or tow your car and all that stuff. You don't need to get all that. You don't need to get a DUI, or worse yet, have a wreck, or you don't want to end up in the jail report, or whatever your city's version of the jail report is, whether it's bad and busted or whatever it is, because it'll cost you an arm and a leg nowadays to get out of trouble. And so anyway, Happy New Year and Happy New Year, and I'm signing off, and we went right about an hour, so can't think of anything more to say, so good night.